Only the second set, but Vornea here is looking down the barrel. Leighton Hewitt, he can do it. And I fear that Mr. Vornea might well agree.
Oh, that he can. That last point encapsulates everything that Leighton Hewitt does so well in tennis. He covers the court with such balance and speed, of course. That this is a fantastic approach shot, but Hewitt is able to get there in balance and stay down in perfect balance throughout the shot. And had Voinea reached that volley, I venture to say that Hewitt had just about any volley covered that the Romanian could have hit.
Not too many here in this arena would want to change places with him.
No, he's up against it now. And I think Voinea's looking at potential torture for this final set if he's not able to turn things around right now. Physically not feeling especially great, up against a player in top form, against his home crowd. And even were Voinea to win the next set, he had have the prospect of having to play 2 more after that, with very little in the tank. So Hewitt now to serve for the second set at 5-4.
One man could get there, the other couldn't.
Well, yes, Voinea attempting another drop shot, which of course would be quite an effective shot on a clay court, but he has yet to win any points where he's tried a drop shot in this match, and I wonder when will he decide to stop trying them.
Yes. Arguably his shot of the match.
15-30.
He is a lovely stroker of the ball, isn't he? That's an elegant shot. Hewitt agrees.
He's got it by using his head and finding, as you said, moments of elegance there. Can a rather different style of player counter it. 2 break points. Oh! Twists and turns of a tennis match. Suddenly it's the man in black who looks a little perplexed. Bonner still alive. And he says his favourite shot is the topspin lob, but that one must be pretty close, the off forehand.
Darren Cahill, coach of Leighton Hewitt. Killer to his mates.
Ah. And it flies away. Lone supporter, apparently, from the back of the arena for the Romanian. Too much. Fine serve that opened up the area.
Hewitt really hasn't seemed to regrouped from all the events of the early part of this set. Struggling with his consistency over the last half an hour.
Another break point for a third consecutive break of serve and a fourth in 5 games. Indeed, a fifth in 6 games. Well, it looked, Peter, as though it was going to be an uneven set, and it is, but in a very different way from what we'd imagined.
Yes, it's in defense of Leighton Hewitt, it is very difficult to play against someone who is injured, where the rhythm of the match becomes well, up and down, really, and you lose focus a little bit. You think all I have to do is keep the ball in play and run my opponent around, and he won't be able to last, and he'll make mistakes. And Voynet certainly has raised his game a bit from the first set and has used those distractions to help well, level the match, really. But neither player has been able to sustain any level of consistency in this set. But Leighton Hewitt, of course, with the break of serve there, showing why he is so well thought of around the tennis community, because it's not always the best players who win. It's the best competitors in most cases. The ability to win when you're not playing at your best is crucial if you're to win a Grand Slam championships. It's impossible to play your best for 7 matches in a row. You're going to have to win at least one match when you're subpar. So for a second time, Leighton Hewitt to serve for a 2-sets-to-love lead.
Seemed a rather casual half volley that went too long. Seems to be still thinking about the early one that flew over the baseline.
Oh, Voynet punishing that short lane ball from Leighton Hewitt, and with the deftest of touches here.
With another cry of come on. Set point. Smile of the mother mirrored among the faces of many in the crowd. Another wayward drop shot and a second set for Lleyton Hewitt.
That second set, an epic struggle, and it proved to be the key to the match. Hewitt went on to win the third set 6-3 to go through in straight sets, and he'll play Magnus Norman now in the last 16. Some other notable results from day 6. Defending champion Yevgeny Kafelnikov safely through to the last 16. The second seed beat the Austrian Stefan Kubak in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3, 6-4. And Martina Hingis, aiming to make it 4 Australian Open titles in a row, beat Alicia Molik, again in straight sets, 6-2, 6-3, and now faces the number 12 seed, Sandrine Testu. Third seed Serena Williams, also going well. She beat Sabine Appelman 6-2, 7-6 to reach the fourth round for the first time. She's scheduled to meet Martina Hingis in the semi-finals. But next up for Williams is the 16th seed Likovtseva, Elena Likovtseva. Just before we hear from Tim Henman, quick check on what's happening in the FA Carling Premiership. Not a great deal. Goals in only 2 matches. Bradford City ahead in that vital match with Watford. Peter Beagrie getting the penalty. And Leicester City won, West Ham won. West Ham ahead through Paolo Wanchop after 13 minutes. Emil Heskey equalising for Leicester. And straight after that, West Ham substituted their goalkeeper, Shaka Hislop, brought on Craig Forrester. But it's Leicester 1, West Ham 1. And no goals elsewhere in the FA Carling Premiership. Seen Lleyton Hewitt then safely through to the last 16 in the Australian Open, and so too, much to his relief, is Tim Henman. He's been talking to Sue Barker about his progress through the first week.
So Tim, first week out the way, and you must be very happy with the way things have gone.
Yeah, I can't have too many complaints. I've been very satisfied with the way I've played so far. It's been a pretty awkward draw, to tell you the truth, to have to play Golmar and Schuttler, first 2 matches where there's definitely a bit of history, and then a really tough match against Grosjean. Very satisfied so far.
When we talked last Sunday, I mean, you sounded very confident, but did you believe that you would play as well as you have?
Well, I knew that I'd given myself the best chance. My preparation had been great. I've been working really hard. I've been hitting the ball really well. So then it's just a question of taking that form onto the match court.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, it is. It's much easier said than done. But it's then that you can say, well, if it doesn't work out, then I couldn't have done anything more. I prepared properly, and it didn't work out. But no, as I said, it's been very good so far, and just want to continue with that form. I've
got to say, when we all saw the draw and saw Golmar with, oh no, because remember the match 2 years ago when you lost such a close 5-setter. Did you feel that, I wish I'd had someone, a little bit more easier to play?
I mean, there's definitely easier matches, but I feel like an area that I've begun to improve on is my concentration, and it's not sort of being distracted in between points or something as such. It's more about just playing each point and worrying about what I'm trying to do, and I think that's probably helped with my serve. I feel like I'm in a good rhythm, and when I'm standing up to the line, I'm picking my spot, and then I'm going for it. I'm not worrying about the guy returning, if he was returning very well or anything like that. I'm worrying about what I'm doing, and I think that's helping me.
Do you feel then that it was technical because you seem a different player than you were a few months ago when you were going through a difficult time? But it was a difficult time.
Sure.
What do you think was the secret?
Well, I think I definitely have changed a few aspects in my game. I've talked about my serve, where I've changed my stance a little bit. As I said before, I serve very well up the middle. to both boxes. But I think going out wide, I was much more erratic. And sure, that's an area that's changed and it's definitely improved. So. That's a good thing.
You can make a few little technical changes which might work, but you've got to have the belief. And in some ways, I feel from watching you that you look like the old Tim moments before. You were letting things maybe upset you. That the belief is there, and you.
The belief's never gone. It never will go. I've always got the 100% belief in my own ability. But if your confidence is low, then it's a difficult game. And at the end of last year, the last sort of 3 months of competing was a struggle. I'm the first to admit that. I didn't play particularly well. I was struggling with my confidence, and the results didn't really happen. But I felt like I needed to have a period of time, which was probably 6-7 weeks, where I could actually work on something. And to tell you the truth, we don't really get too many opportunities with the schedule we have. So I had no break at the end of last year. I went straight into working on my game, working on my fitness the week after Stockholm, which was my last tournament. And I'm a big believer that hard work pays off.
And you've mentioned the fitness a couple of times. You honestly believe that is an area where, you've certainly improved a lot over the years.
Sure.
But that's the secret of men's tennis.
It is, and there were stages in my career in the last sort of 2 years where I improved no end. I became fitter and I became stronger. But likewise with my game, it has to be taken to a new level. I think a lot of the mistakes I was making on my forehand were because I wasn't in position, and people would say, his technique's not right. It's nothing to do with my technique. If you're not in the right position and you're not getting to the ball quick enough, technique goes out the window. So I probably got a step quicker. I'm stronger in my legs, which means that I can hold the position if I'm out of position. And all of a sudden, my forehand is much more consistent. I move up to the short one a bit quicker, and I start hitting winners, and everyone says, oh, his forehand's great, but it hasn't changed. It's my fitness.
Oh, yes! The net cord came to his help, but he got lots of top and side spin on that to guide it down the line.
What have you done then, fitness? I mean, what sort of...
It's been very simple, but pretty painful. It's
on
just
court
been
or off court
training?
training?
A lot of running. From that week after Stockholm, we basically ran. We ran every morning from about 7, and for about 45-50 minutes, doing interval work, doing just simple endurance work. And when you put a lot of miles into your legs, then I think it's inevitable you're going to get stronger. And then you give yourself a good base, and then you can do more of the speed work on the court, and that's definitely helped me.
Well, that's a great example for a lot of the British players, because I
Sure.
think even here we've seen with Arvin Palmer, that's something that they need to.
Yeah,
to
very
work
much
on.
so. It is. It's especially in a slam, if you're playing 5 sets in the heat. It can be tough. You can get pretty hot out there, but I find that if you're struggling, it goes more in your legs, and then you don't drive up on your serve as well as you can do. Your footwork isn't as good around the court. So I think it's an area that's definitely benefited me.
When you've got through some of your awkward opponents in the first week comfortably, you've got another one. Well, 4 sets. You didn't go far.
3
you didn't
hours,
worry
45 minutes against Golmar and say 4 set points in the 4th. That's not comfortable by my books.
Well, that's true, but we've never in doubt in the 5th.
Never in doubt. That's right. Never in doubt.
So you've got through some
Sure.
awkward ones.
Mm.
Maybe not quite so comfortably,
Yeah,
but now looking ahead, another awkward one in the next round.
Yeah,
Chris Woodruff.
it's good. It is an awkward match, and as has been the scenario in the first week, there's been sort of a bit of a history in all my matches, and it's another good test.
Can he hurt you?
Yeah, most
How?
definitely. His returns and his ground strokes are probably his strongest area. He's a guy that tends to hit the ball sort of really flat and really quickly, and he's been up and down in the last few years. He's had big problems with injuries. He basically missed a whole year with his with a problem with his knee. He had surgery on his knee, but before that, he's top 30. He won the Canadian Open, which was a Super 9. So and that was on hard court. This is his best surface. So it's going to be a tough match. If you're in the 4th round of a slam and you're expecting an easy match, you're haven't got your head screwed on properly.
And I know you know he hasn't dropped a set because you mentioned it to
Yeah,
me
that's
earlier.
right.
So he is in form. Will he like your style of play? I mean, are you going to adapt because obviously you're attacking here, but will he like?
Yeah,
what
I think unfortunately he probably will like my style of play. He likes a target, so I have to be selective. I've got to be patient from the baseline. There's definitely no point in just coming in on junk. Because otherwise I'm going to watch it go past me. But no, I've got to keep playing the way I have been, and a lot of that centres around my serve. So you know, that's the game plan.
I know you won't want to look ahead, but it's then a possible setup with the
Blistering cross-court forehand, and that gave him break points. Sadly, though, he squandered that and 3 others. And here is Woodruff in the next game with not just a break point, but what it turns out to be is a chance to win the set. Tim dumps that sort of volley, come half volley in the net. And so that means that the first set went to the American, 7-5. So let's move on to the second set. And Henman was very much in the ascendancy here. He actually won 6 games in a row. Here's Woodruff serving at 5-1 down. A short ball for Henman to easily put away down the line. And so that meant things were all square, with Henman taking the second set 6-1. So there we go, 1 set apiece. Into the third set now, and we're in the 9th game here. It's 4-all at the moment. Tim obviously serving down at the camera end. Woodruff down the line. Tim putting up the lob. Woodruff with the kill. And that was a break point. In fact, it was the 3rd break of the set, and it was enough to give the American a 2-1 lead. So we're actually going to join the action now in the 2nd game of the 4th set, or in fact the 4th game of the 4th set. And Woodruff is serving, Henman leading 2-1.
Yeah, he seemed to find that very easy, didn't he? Now, this man is very impressive when he plays like this.
Yes, the approach shot a little bit short. Actually quite deep, but bounced up nicely into the pocket of Woodruff's 2-handed backhand.
Far too many doubles, though, by Chris Woodruff, squandering. He's lost at least 3 games when you add up all the doubles.
That was a better point from Henman. Hitting over the backhand, not allowing Woodruff to completely dominate the point from the back of the court.
First chance of a break in this set. 1-2, 30-40. No break so far in this set. Yep, lovely backhand.
Henman leads 3 games to 1. And I guess you would rather have seen him playing more backhands like that, coming over the ball.
Absolutely. It's interesting to note that Henman has played his best tennis when behind.
Yeah.
It's almost as though he loses his inhibitions when he's behind. He says, well, that tactic wasn't working for me, so I have nothing to lose to go for a bit more. And he pulls it off. And then when he gets back to level, he goes back into his conservative style that really allows him to lose the initiative.
Better serving. That's a serve that has been lacking in this match quite a lot, which has been very good in his first 3 rounds down the middle. This is far more positive play by Henman, striking the ball well, healthy sound off the racket. Not very good from Chris Woodruff. Didn't move to the ball, really. It was going out anyway, even if it hadn't hit the net. Well, it's a topsy-turvy match, this. It looks as though he's heading to level at 2 sets all, assuming he continues with this form. Do you find that, I think the conditions are slightly better again, Peter, slightly less wind?
Yes, it does appear as though it's settled down a little bit, although it has always been gusting. So quite often, and I know it's something that he and Dave Felgate have talked about a lot and are trying to sort out why that happens. It remains to be seen if they've come up with the answer.
So he's up 2 sets to 1, but he's down 4-1 in this set, Woodruff. Oh, out of nowhere he produces that.
Yes, this is a wonderful pass from Woodruff. Look how far behind the baseline he is. Sharply dipping angled cross court.
It's not the most elegant smash I've ever seen. Hits it very flat and absolutely thrashes it. Been very rare love games. Henman had one in the second set. Now Woodruff's had one in the fourth set.
Leads 4 games to 2.
So it's still only 1 break of serve ahead, and that's always perilous. Players always like the insurance of at least a second break. Now the sun shouldn't be quite such a problem at the far end. As you can tell from the shadows, the sun has gone a long way as you look at your picture from left to right. Good positioning by Henman.
Yes, moved in well. Got away with really not a great drop volley.
It's been the least successful shot attempted by the various players in this event, I think, the stop volley and the drop shot. Aha, did Henman hit that before?
It looked that way to me as well, Bill.
Yeah, yeah.
It hit it afterwards.
It was very close, one way or the other.
I don't think he did, no. Of course, even though he's way behind the baseline, he would have given the point away. He's done quite a few of these famous one-shot points, hasn't he, Woodruff? Strikes the ball very well on return of serve. You said right at the beginning he's a very good return of the serve. He's proving it every now and then.
Leads 5 games to 2.
You used to take the ball early on return of serve, Peter. What do you reckon it's down to? Is it early preparation and hand-eye coordination, mainly?
I think it's down to seeing the ball early off of the serve and moving in, and also working on your split step.
Yeah.
The little hop that everyone takes, so that you can time it absolutely to a fraction of a second to the right moment.
And restricting the take back if it's a big serve coming at you, restricting the preparation a bit.
Absolutely. It's more like hitting a volley than anything else. It's a flat volley or even a topspin volley. The footwork is very much quick one step and move in.
Once again, he'll want to hold this serve, Woodruff, to force Henman to serve out the set, allowing Woodruff to start the 5th and final set on his own serve. A definite advantage.
Often than any other.
Third long.
You must give your opponent that chance to get nervous and get tight.
Even the best players show that. Sampras many, many times serving for a set or a match, particularly the match, has dropped his serve. One bad backhand followed by another.
And in this situation, it is crucial for Henman here to attempt to break, so that he avoids that situation where he has to serve out for the set.
Close call, that shot.
Henman leads 5 games to 3.
Well, he's now going to do what we've been describing, hold his nerve. And if he does hold his nerve and play well, it'll be 2 sets all.
love. Love.
Well, this penetrating serve from Henman opening up the court. Easy forehand put away.
So 3 set points here. Easy.
Well, that's better from Tim. 2 apiece, and you'll